Hey, what's up? It's Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob, and you're watching HardRockHaven.net.
All right, well, we've got Adrenaline Mob's Mike Orlando. Thanks so much for sitting with Hard Rock Haven today.
You got it, man. Thanks for having me.
AJ Pero, I mean, that's got to be the top story. Talking in every interview about it, I'm sure.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
How did you first meet AJ?
Well, we're fellow Staten Islanders for the last 30 years or so. He's been one of my closest friends for, I would say, 20 years now. Been in multiple bands, and just so many recording projects, and just, you know, we had a band called Tread together with myself and him and Rudy Sarzo and Tim Ripper Owens. And he was in my Sonic Stomp band. He goes back to my first pro band in like 94 or 5 called Father Time. I could just keep going on and on and on, you know, so yeah.
I'm sure that that had to hit you guys hard.
It hit everybody. Yeah, like a ton of bricks. I mean, especially having, you know, come upon him that way when we got up or when I got up. Yeah, it's as hard as it gets. And then having to go on tour and keep going every night and just, you know, playing the, you know, the role of the, you know, try and be the consummate professional and try and put on still a show for people and you know, we're doing the best we can. We're giving it all we got. We got a fill-in drummer. There's not much more we could do for our fans than to try and carry on his memory and his legacy. So hopefully we're doing a decent job.
Hats off to you guys for keeping it going. That impressed the hell out of me. So.
It impressed the hell out of me at times where I'm just like, you know, okay, all right, we're doing this. But, you know, we have to. He would have killed me. And you know, he would have never let me, you know, live it down if I was not to go on. He was such a huge fan of Adrenaline Mob. Even before he was in the band, constantly telling me how much he loved the band and always playing the music and Omerta when it came out. And so yeah, it would be hard not to keep going.
That's great.
Come on now! This next song is our current single. Supporting America, we got it right now. You know we lost our brother on this tour, but we're soldiering on without it. And we're gonna keep on fucking doing it. His name is BGC, he's the fighter. He never give up on us, we're not gonna give up on him. This one's for Tony. It's called The Dealing. Keep coming.
Yes.
It's Chad Slager, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Chad Zliger from Breaking Benjamin and Black Label Society. Very good friend of mine. Also in another band that I have going, which we no need to talk about now, but when we announce it, we will. But yeah, he's one of my close friends, and he stepped up, and Mike Portnoy stepped up the day after. You know, still an Adrenaline Mob brother, Mike. I love him, and he came up and played half the set. Chad played the other, you know, at the big tribute show that we tried to put together for him the day after. So, yeah, it's great to have great people and great friends trying to help us continue.
Absolutely. You mentioned that tribute show. How did that, I mean, I know it spurred it on, but how did that come together? How did Mike get in the
It
picture?
was in one day, and a ton of phone calls, and just all day long, what can we do? You know, I called JJ French and had him come down, and you know, Danny Stanton from the Twisted Sister camp came down and really helped, blew up a lot of big posters, and we just tried to throw this thing together. Called up Mike. Mike loved AJ, and it was just so quick, you know, and I think it came out really nice, you know, as a great tribute.
Absolutely. Well, Adrenaline Mob is the name of the band. What's your favorite mob-related film?
Mob, there's too many.
There are.
You know, Goodfellas is like, you know, my favorite.
What is it about that? It's like
What is
cursing.
it not? It's just everything, you know, the coolest characters, you know, just, I love it.
Absolutely. Dio is really heavily represented on Coverta. What's your favorite Dio-fronted band? There were 3 represented on that record. So.
I'm gonna have to say his, you know, solo Last in Line, Holy Diver band was, to me, the pinnacle of Dio.
On a couple of the covers, you played instruments that were like a keyboard on Break On Through. You were playing that with your guitar. The fiddle on Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Yeah.
Any other instruments you want to conquer with a guitar?
I mean, you know, I love playing bass. You know, I played bass on the first Omerta album and most of Delia Departed and stuff. So I'm a huge fan of bass. You know, I just love it. But you know, any instrument, I'm a fan of all stuff music.
Adrenaline Mob was on that Dio tribute album that
Yeah.
Tenacious D recently won a Grammy.
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that selection being there?
It was a little strange to me, but it's not the fact that it was Tenacious D or anyone. It was great that it was Ronnie James Dio. So it was just like, there you go.
Absolutely. I hear a lot of Zach Wilde in your playing, and I'm assuming he's an influence.
He's one of my, you know,
How can he not be?
not only a dear friend, but I mean, Zach Wilde, man, he just kills it.
A lot of your biographies, it says you've worked with Zach. I was just curious when.
No, I was just, you know, always been great friends with the camp way back from the first, you know, Black Label days.
So those are wrong. Like Wikipedia, I think it's even.
I don't know why it's.
I don't. Well, hey, if you're friends with him.
Oh yeah.
And you're influenced
One
by
of my
it,
buddies,
that's
yeah.
good enough for me. What's the criteria for a song to be covered by Adrenaline Mob? Like what makes
Yeah.
the cut?
I mean, I just like stuff that's iconic. You know, sometimes could be a little left of, you know, center, or the Come Undone wouldn't be something that you would necessarily think we would do. You know, it's a Duran Duran song, you know, but it has to have a haunting melody or something about it musically that I think could translate into something really cool rock-wise.
Well, speaking of that, what's your favorite cover that another band has done? Like, your favorite cover song?
Somebody did a George Michael song. I'm never gonna dance again, or I can't remember who did it, but it was just such a cool things like that. I like 80s pop songs done like in a heavy way. I think that's just something really cool.
Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion is great. You know, Hailstorm. They did the Daft Punk song. Stuff like that. It's like, wow, you wouldn't think they would do, and I think that's awesome.
They made Bad Romance listenable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
There you go. Well, we talked about Chad already. What about the artwork of Men of Honor and Dearly Departed? Clearly, you must be a fan of that artist because they're very similar covers.
What is that again?
The artwork on both the EP and
yeah. I mean, that's our mascot. You know, we call him the Bone Daddy internally, but that's our guy. You know, he was there from Omerta with the car, and obviously the Men of Honor, and now the Dearly Departed crew, same thing. So yeah, it's kind of like an ongoing thing.
Can you talk about the artist or who's responsible?
Yeah, his name is Mark Sasso. Mark Sasso is a longtime friend of mine. He's done a lot of the Dio covers and Rob Halford, and I always kept him in the back of my mind. And when it came time to do Omerta, you know, he was the first person I thought of, and amazing artist.
Yeah. So he's done it all.
He's done every cover except Dearly Departed, but those are still the figures that he did. So we just put it in a different scene. He was very busy when we had a hand in the Dearly Departed stuff, so we had someone else finish up that.
It's a nice touch with the car in the pocket.
Thank you.
Eric, the bass player, Eric Leonhardt?
Leonhardt, yeah.
How did you find him?
Another longtime friend of mine, and the funny thing about Eric is I started what became Adrenaline Mob with Eric before anybody, before Russell, Portnoy. It was called Adrenaline Fueled Junkies, and it was all the music that made it onto America. Eric was singing and playing bass, and I was singing as well, and so he had to go back on the road with Tantric at the time. I think it was 2009, and I took all the music and you know, took it over to Russell and said, hey man, whatever, I think this would be cool if you tried this, a rock context, and that's how it came about. But now it's like full circle that Eric's back in the band, and he's just a total man. That's awesome.
Well, you're playing here in Lancaster, Ohio. What do you think about when you think of playing in Ohio?
Jeez, I don't know. I mean, I don't know Ohio enough to, like, you know, to have landmarks or know it. We did do Kent, I know, not too long ago, Ohio, and it was great. The place was just rocking. So
College town.
I'm totally into Ohio, you know, fans and music people. So I'm hoping tonight is just as great.
I'm sure it will be. We got a lightning round of questions here, so they're real short answers.
All right, here we go.
Favorite Russell Allen album, not with Adrenaline Mob?
Wow. That's tough. I'm going to say Symphony X, Paradise Lost.
First guitarist you ever heard shred?
Les Paul. The reason I play guitar.
This is a new news item in the metal world. Bruce Dickinson's mustache. I don't know if you've seen the picture.
No.
Is it awesome or very awesome?
I haven't seen it.
You have to check that out.
All right, I promise.
Well, Mike Orlando, thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you
appreciate
guys
it,
so
brother.
much, man.
We have a great show. Absolutely.